Hello friends, welcome back to another episode of the Oreaganic podcast. I'm your host Reagan. Today's episode is heavily needed if you are a perfectionist, if you are someone who's ambitious and wants to take action, but you catch yourself making everything perfect before you let yourself create. And this doesn't have to just apply to someone who's ambitious or whatever. I think there's a lot in this episode I'm going to talk about that applies to many areas of life, but targeted towards people who know they want to create something, know they want to do something, but are being paralyzed by imperfection and have this deep-seated fear of not being able to make something that's perfect and being perceived as if you are not an expert when you are very, very much so just starting something out. So, if this resonates, keep listening. If it doesn't, still keep listening because I'm sure there will be something that resonates, and let's get into the episode. Welcome to the Oreaganic podcast. I'm your host, Reagan, mechanical engineer, lifelong athlete, and recovered overachiever, here to empower you to pursue your highest potential and live freely as your happiest, most organic self. Every week, we'll dive into topics ranging from personal growth, mindset hacks, psychology, and a blend of science and spirituality to give you all the tools you need to stop living on autopilot and start creating a life of freedom, meaning, and fulfillment as your most organic self. If you're ready to become the best version of yourself, then let's plant those seeds and grow. This episode is inspired by a challenge I'm actually doing on Instagram right now. If you can hear the literal, airport grade plane engine that is my laptop right now, my most sincere apologies. I didn't realize that MacBooks automatically turn into F-35 engines approximately 6 years after you buy them. It's really, really cool. Whatever. Anyways, what was I even saying? Oh, Instagram challenge. So I decided to do the Higher Up Wellness Public Speaking Challenge. If you don't know or haven't heard about that, it is inspired by this guy, Michael Smoke. His account is Higher Up Wellness on Instagram. He's just a really down-to-earth, chill, smart, whatever guy who posts a lot about fitness content, but also just speaking and getting comfortable presenting yourself online and being a better communicator, all that stuff. He's a cool dude. And his account, obviously, like I said, catered partially towards people who want to get better at their communication. Now, if you know me, if you followed me, or if you listened to me for a while now, you will know that a girl can gab. I have no problems talking. I have no problem speaking online. I've posted on public-facing platforms for more than a year now. We're heavily into this. And even so, when I saw this challenge, I thought about it for a couple days. It was randomly kind of popping into my head, which was my first sign that I should probably do it, because usually that's your intuition, and usually you should always listen to your intuition. Just saying. So, I don't know, it just kept crossing my mind. I was like, oh, maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't, because it wasn't even his account that I saw this challenge come from. It was other people doing it, and he hadn't made an official post about it because, he wasn't the one who started it. It was other people that kind of just took the idea based on his brand and ran with it. So, anyways, he made a post 23 days ago that was all right, this is official, here's a challenge, do these hashtags, tag me, whatever, and let's see how many people can do this, or let's see how much fun we have with this. So I decided to start it. That day I was this is my freaking sign, and final confirmation to be okay, yeah, I should do it, because he's literally posting about it after I've been thinking about it, so I'm just gonna freaking do it. Part of why I wanted to do this challenge, even though I still have already posted on Instagram, have been posting consistently for over a year, yada yada, is because particularly on Instagram and also with this podcast, honestly, I have gotten into the most annoying mindset of trying to be perfect. And this isn't a new topic that I've talked about, and this isn't a new challenge for me. I've literally have an episode on this podcast about perfectionism, because deeply rooted thing that I have, struggled with, that I think a lot of people struggle with, especially if you're an ambitious person, you're high achieving, whatever, type A. But this challenge, to me, presented an opportunity where I could get the little voice in my head that is always worrying about making things perfect before I post them to shut up. I could get that voice to shut up. Because I could say, the goal is not for it to be perfect. The goal is for it to be consistent. I didn't even tell you what the challenge was. Hello, you are supposed to post at least a 60-second video, no cuts, face to camera, just talking, like eliminate filler words as much as possible, just fucking speak and post and put it on your public Instagram for at least 30 days. I did 60 days for the challenge, so like, I don't know. Other people have done 100. I'm like, I don't know if I want to commit to that much. Back to the point that I'm trying to get at is this challenge offered me an opportunity to be able to say to my mind, literally shut up, because we don't need to be perfect. We just need to be consistent. And I caught myself not being able to get in a type of flow with my voice, with what I want to share, with like things just naturally rolling off the tongue, which is absolutely a state that I can get into pretty easily. I was completely eliminating myself from that state by every time oh my God, it literally annoys me to think about every time I open the stupid fucking Instagram Reels tab, and I would just stare at myself in the screen sometimes after trying to re-record the same thought or 4 different thoughts, 5 different ways. Like, shut the fuck up. It was such a waste of energy, and it would piss me off so much, and it would make me completely incapable of being able to actually voice my words and like let my voice just channel through me naturally, because I was fucking thinking about it so much. I was like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. So, the whole point that I'm trying to get at is this challenge offered me an opportunity to have an excuse to be taking imperfect action. Because the goal was not to make it perfect. The goal was not to have every video blow up or become a super influencer. That's never been my goal. The goal is just to be consistent. Consistent. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be amazing. Just post every day. Okay? Just post every day. And it took me a little bit to get into this because after the first few days, I could sense myself getting back into the same rhythm. Sorry if my mic just shook. My freaking wire just moved. But it took me a few days to get back into the rhythm of not thinking about it. Because the first few days were easy. And then after that, I kept trying to think about what I wanted to talk about too much ahead of time. Like, the whole point is just let it fly, Miss Everdeen. Let it fly. Like, literally just speak from the dome. And don't put pressure on yourself to make it perfect or think too much about it. So ever since then, I've gotten into a good rhythm, and especially hit me in the past few days the value of actually being able to take imperfect but consistent action, because that's what limits me. That's what limited me for so long, and it still does in many ways. Like, not letting myself be consistent or like produce and create as much as I know I kind of want to was only limited by me trying to make it perfect. And for someone who's always been a perfectionist, it's really hard to try to make something that isn't like supreme, perfect, going to be perceived perfectly as this like magical, polished thing. But that's the trap, is when, especially when you're starting out, especially when you're starting anything new, you are not going to be fucking good at it. You are not going to be good at it. Like, I promise you, the videos that I posted when I started out compared to now, just like the confidence that's grown and kind of the authority, I guess, that I feel like I speak with has completely changed. Have I actively tried to change that? No, I've just put in a million bajillion fucking reps at this point that it's way more comfortable for me to talk publicly on my Instagram or on YouTube, that I truly don't give a fuck anymore. At least I don't care about like the perception of other people nearly as much as I did when I started, because I'm like, I just don't care. But taking messy but imperfect, consistent action is going to be trying to make everything perfect every single fucking time. Every single time. Because when you think about it, it makes so much more sense in every single way, particularly logically. Let's say there's 2 people. One of them is trying to be a perfectionist, trying to tweak everything, come up with the perfect hook and the perfect video to make, and like just think everything through so thoroughly that they don't even get to posting. But there's that person, and then the other person in the situation is someone who posts without really thinking that much, does so consistently, gains a lot of reps by doing that, even though it's not perfect, even though it's kind of ass, but they gain experience faster, which then makes them better, quicker than the person who's trying to make this perfect product one-off starting out. Does that make any sense? Like, it really did just hit me a few days ago because I had such a sense of freedom in giving myself permission to post a video that I was like, this is not really that good, and I don't think that this is a showstopper here, but I still posted it because I wasn't going to miss a day of the challenge. And I was like, I just felt such a sense of relief. It was like the little voice inside of me was actually like, wow, we don't actually have to be perfect in order for something to be good enough and worthy of actually putting out into the world. Like, this is how we gain confidence. This is how we build reps and experience. And it can be applied to literally any other area of life, because when you constantly try to make everything perfect before you do it or before you try something new, you're going to be waiting a long time before you actually feel confident enough. This is a Hormozy thing that I've seen. I think Layla talks about this. They both do, but confidence is built through repetition, like repeated behavior of the same thing. So when you're starting something out, obviously you're not going to be confident. When I started out posting on social media, I wasn't this freaking like swaggering, confident queen. I was just like, I kind of want to fucking do this, YOLO, full send. And it was like not perfect, but it was perfect for when I was doing it. Like, perfect is not even an achievable thing. It's not real. So trying to make everything so perfectly put together is literally just a waste of time. And it keeps you from putting reps in that actually will get you to be better, to be that more quote unquote perfect version of output by just actually doing the thing more often. I feel like I'm not really getting my words across right now that well, to be honest, but I hope this is hitting. End message: messy, imperfect, but consistent action will beat perfect, polished, clean, quote unquote, like perfect action. I just said perfect twice, but not consistent. Do you know what I mean? Like, genuinely just so unnecessary. But I'm genuinely getting fucking annoyed at myself right now, though, because I feel like I'm not saying it as I want to. Like, the way that my words come out sometimes, I'm just like, fucking hell, dude, bro. Like, oh, I don't know. I'm just getting frustrated still. But again, here's the real life example of me choosing to not be a perfectionist by just including this anyways. Because I don't really care. I'm also so extremely tired right now. I have a really big move next week. If you don't know my YouTube channel, but I posted a video. I got my dream apartment for this year genuinely handed to me on a fucking silver platter within a 24-hour not even turnaround time. Genuinely insane. But I'm like moving freaking next week, and I have so much shit, bro. I don't have, well, that's the thing. I have so much shit to handle. I have no shit to move in. I have nothing to move in. Right now, I literally have a bed, a mattress. Not even a bed, a mattress. The end. What do you mean, bro? What do you mean you just have a mattress? Oh my god. This is completely personal note. If you came here for more value at this point, sorry, it's gone. Well, it's not gone, but it's gone in the sense of what you were looking for. I literally only have a mattress. I don't have a bed frame. I have looked at a couple different furniture stores, but I haven't seen my apartment yet. I'm going to see my apartment by the end of this week, and I'm not concerned about the quality. If you guys want to judge me, I don't give a shit. Literally nothing anyone could possibly say would change my mind or make me think I'm dumb. Or, anyways, contingency over. So I'm waiting to see the arrangement of my apartment. I know the floor plan. Like, I know how it looks. I know the pictures, and I understand the layout, but I'm waiting to actually see and get like a visual, physical vibe for the space I'm moving into before I go buying a bunch of stuff. And it's also not of extreme consequence that I move in like instantaneously. Like, I can like funnel things in a little slower because I still have the option to obviously be at home where I am now. So it's not like I'm moving cities or something and I like literally my lease is up. Like, I have time. I don't even freaking know. It's like so much overload, but it's on pause. Like, I'm waiting to get more kitchen stuff. I have stuff from college, but like I don't have that much stuff from college to put in there, but I'm kind of waiting to see what I actually have once I get it in there and what space I have and what do I actually need, because there's a closet. Do I need that big of a dresser? Do I want 2 nightstands or 1 nightstand? How do I want to put the bed? Like, I don't know. I do not know. And it is literally next week. It's next week. But at least I have a mattress. And I'm going to need rugs. I don't know what size rugs I want, because as I said, I know the floor plan, I know the layout, but how big, like, I need to see in person. I need to see the vibe. You know what I mean? Like, I need to see the actual physical layout. And I haven't yet. And honestly, weighing on me, just like so tired, genuinely so exhausted. I need to sleep for literally 14 hours tonight. I swear to God. And I'm still just like overwhelmed with apartment stuff. But like in a good way. I'm not even overwhelmed. I'm just like, it's like a tab in my head that expands into 1,000 other tabs. You know what I mean? But I can kind of close the tab pretty easy, so it's not overwhelming me. And I'm not ignoring it. I'm just like holding off until I see it. I don't know. But I'm rambling at this point. Side note, once I do get my apartment, I plan to do a lot more vlogs and kind of be more on the YouTube side of things. And the goal is to have video on my podcast once I actually get into my apartment and I'm like, I'm settled and I'm sat and I have a little bit more calmness and peace, because it is a big transition period on basically every single scale, like mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, energetic, like, oh my God, I'm so tired. So anyways, if this episode did not meet your standards, I don't care. Did my best. So with that said, but I want to speak more. Why do I want to talk more, guys? Like, I don't even know what I'm fucking saying at this point, but I'm like, probably there's something more I have to say. I don't know. It's already cooked. And again, guess what? It's Wednesday. So, you know what? Maybe I'll implement a better system and schedule for the podcast. But I will say, okay, this will be the last thing I say. I don't know about anyone else, but trying to schedule things into my calendar adds more stress. Hear me out. When I have fixed things that I know I want to do for the week, that's fine. It's fine to have a running list of like, these are 5 things I want done this week or I want to spend time on this week. But when I assign them to a day before that day comes, that genuinely just stresses me out, because my work schedule changes when I start work every day. Not drastically, but like it changes. How late I work changes. What I'm working on changes. What I feel like doing at night changes. Like the energy that I have every day changes, which doesn't mean that I don't get everything done. It just means like it's almost like freaking pinning a board somewhere that doesn't need to be pinned yet. Like it just stresses me, because then it makes me more stressed when I have something scheduled and then I'm like, I don't feel like doing this today. I feel like doing it tomorrow. I want to do this other thing today, but then I feel like I'm doing something wrong because I'm going against my schedule because I said that I was going to do this thing today. When either way, all the things are going to get done. It just matters like the friggin' vibes of when. I have to feel into the vibes. I cannot be so structured. So with that, honestly, the podcast recordings are kind of like that, because it's just like every week I kind of just figure out when I'm going to record. And maybe I am falling back into old college patterns, TBH. Probably not good. Well, it's fine. The due dates were the due dates, if you know what I mean, back in school. So I guess I'm doing the same thing, but I'm doing it in an adult way, where I just record them when I can. Then again, though, I was busy the past 2 nights. So when I have 3 weekday nights before I need to record the podcast, and things usually come up, and I see my boyfriend, or I do this other thing, or I have something after work, or like blah, 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 blah. When do I have time, bro? When do I have time? And even the weekends, like, it almost feels wrong to record too early, because it's like, why am I recording so early on the weekend? This is literally how I was in college. It would feel like, it felt so wrong and unfamiliar to get extra ahead on things, which also was barely ever a possibility. If you were a fucking psych or comm major, first off, fuck you. Just kidding. I'm completely kidding. My best friend roommate from college was half a comm major. I need to fucking chill. I need to chill. I'm joking, guys. I'm just crashing out at this point. Half of this episode is literally just me vibing and vlogging through a mic where you guys can't see me yet. But anyways, Anyways, comm majors, they get their whole workload day one. Oh, you know what you want to have due by week 15, like Tuesday? They could probably do that like 6 weeks in advance. Engineers, I got my homework, like the max amount of time that I got it ahead of time was like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks sometimes. Barely ever. Do you understand how much I had going on at school? Like, not only was it just one class, assigning homework like a week in advance, it was like every class assigning homework like a week and a half in advance, on top of club soccer 3 times a week in the fall, 2 times a week in the spring, and at least 2 games every weekend for 5 weeks straight in the fall for club soccer. And like, when would I do my homework if not the last minute? If not 2 days before? If not a day before? Hey, it all got done. My NGPA was like a 3.6. I had like a 4.017 in high school. That's way too specific. But I had good grades. I had no problems. I still got it done. It's just like this podcast. I still get it done. When do I do it? Whenever I fucking feel like it. Which happens to be the last minute. Oh, the point of that was that I can't do things too far in advance because it just feels wrong. And you know what? That is absolutely me thing. But do I care? No. So, anyways, after my verbal blog, my verbal vlog has just spewed out of me. I think I just really needed to get that out. That was like an itch to just talk like this. For no, like, anyone who cares, anyone who's listening, if it's fucking 5 years in the future and you're listening to this, literally send me like a potato emoji on Instagram DMs. If my Instagram is still Oreaganic Reagan, then that's my Instagram. But I don't know. I have no concept of how far this podcast is going to reach, and I feel like that starts with my own self-concept of like how much I think I can actually impact people on like a direction and clarity and structure, whatever. But anyways, I will be done yapping. We're 22 minutes in and I yapped for 10 of it. Well, all of it, but nonsensical yapping for 10 of it. So anyways, take imperfect action. Don't try to be perfect. You don't need to be. When you try less, but more often, you are going to do 10 times better than if you try more, less frequently. With that said, go be your most organic selves, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. If you got something out of today's episode, I would so deeply appreciate if you left a rating and or a review of the show on either Apple or Spotify to help put this podcast in more people's ears. Follow along with me on my socials, which are tagged below, and I will see you in the next one.